Alright, fellas, here we go. Let's grab some drink. Right there. Fort George three-way IPA. This is a three-way collaboration. You can see all these characters on the label there. So we got Fort George up here on the bongos, Level Beer down here, or up here on the guitar, and then down here on the keys we got Structures from Washington. Structures, Levels from Oregon, and Fort George is from Oregon. So a three-way collaboration. 3 breweries, 1 beer. Fantastic stuff too. So I kind of like this because me, Marion, and Ken have really been fucking doing a lot of kicking it lately. Just talking, a lot of communication, a lot of a brotherhood and community going on. So I kind of figured we'll do this little three-way IPA beer in honor of our little friendship. If you ask me, up here on the bongos, this humble, kind of quiet guy, I kind of figure that's probably Ken. He's always so quiet in his damn videos. Got that kind of Hawaiian vibe, that chill vibe. By the way, these got sent over from Ken in my package. Very nice. Very nice. And this guy right here, I figure would be Marion. I mean, you could see him. He's just loving it. He's just loving the hobby. Like, he's just having a good fucking time. He's just chilling, doing his thing. That's Marion. And then that fucking weasel on the bottom, that's me. So, cheers, fellas. So, yeah. Yesterday I did a shave for Marion. Today I'm going to do a shave for Ken. And in his package, he also sent along a candle. Goddamn right. It has this little wood pot. It says handmade in Hawaii with aloha. And this one's Bungalow Glow. Or the company's Bungalow Glow. And it's juicy pineapple. And it smells real great. I cannot wait to crack this thing open and make the house smell juicy. So, as you guys saw, we're doing a double Cella shave. I got the Cella cream right here in the individual tub, and then this was actually cut off the loaf from Ken. He bought the loaf, and he sent along a chunk. Now, first off, let's see if I can kind of open this a little bit. This is going to be a comparative video, so it might go a little long, but I got to show you guys things in order to make it legit. So, this is, get a look at the texture of the soap and whatnot. You can press it in. It takes a little bit of force, but you can press it in. So, there's that. Let me go ahead and open the tub. Maybe you can see them at the same time. Now, this is the cream. It obviously has a little bit more luster to it, a little more shine or sheen. And it's quite a bit easier to push in. Still takes a little bit of force, but it's pretty easy to push in. Now there's them kind of side by side there, so you can kind of see the luster difference, the shine. They look similar, but there's definitely a difference. You know what I mean? So. This is how we're going to do it. I got 2 shaving bowls here. I got this guy right here. The Cella in the individual tub is in the Lancaster. I'm going to be using my red Wolf Whiskers. It's not really what the shave is about though. And then the soap loaf is going to be in my Captain's Choice. And I got that pressed in there. And I'm going to be using this other Wolf Whiskers. Both of them are synthetics. So there's that. They're not exactly the same. There are going to be some things that I don't have 2 bowls. I don't have 2 identical brushes. There's going to be some factors that we just can't avoid. You know what I mean? But we're going to do the best we can. He also sent along this carbon razor. And I really should have asked him which one it is. I've never had too much interest in carbon because I think their razors are somewhat ugly. Just being honest. It looks like pretty damn decent craftsmanship. One thing I've noticed, it's kind of light. I don't really like the handle whatsoever. It has nice knurling on it, decent knurling, no problems there. I don't like this like skinny, unknurled portion at all. I mean, at all. This isn't obviously a used razor, so I don't want to talk too much about machine marks. You can also see like the little lather channels inside. Pretty deep, wide lather channel, so I don't think there'll be any problems there. I got a Gillette Platinum blade in here. If it'll come off. So you can see it's kind of like a 3-post system. And I got the Gillette Platinum there. So we'll go ahead and put that back together real quick. Anyhow, so that's what we're going to be using for the first time today. I should have got like a model number or a razor name. I will say it didn't feel like it was going to line up perfectly. It felt like there was some play, but it lined up perfectly. It snugged up and lined up perfectly, so can't complain. Fit and finish looks pretty good. So this is just distilled water. That's what I'll be working my lathers up with, and I ought to get with it. So I'm gonna just start lathering, try to get with it. So yeah, Ken sent this along with his mega gift package, and like I said yesterday, I kind of did a shave for Marion with using some of Marion's stuff that he sent along, and today I'm doing a shave with some of the stuff that Ken sent along. And so we are just gonna have some fun with all this gear that they sent me. This is where I'm at. Kind of paste it up pretty quickly. I'm just gonna put an addition of water. So this will be the first addition after the initial kind of moisture that was just trapped inside the knot, you know. I did give it a little ring. The knot, I gave it a little ring out. But there's always some moisture that, you know, is retained. So, one additional water addition. And we've got a pretty good looking lather there. Could probably take a little bit more. I'm going to put just a smidge just to make sure, you know what I mean? Just to make sure we got it nice and hydrated, especially because I'm going to set it down and completely make another lather from scratch. Some people would probably, you know, they probably wish that I would fucking make these lathers off cam so my videos weren't so damn long. And I feel you. But then I never want to have that like validity issue where people are wondering, you know, did he do it right here in front of me? Is this guy a fucking crock? I mean, the majority of the people who've been around a while, they probably are like, you know, this guy's more or less legit, a little bit of an asshole, kind of ugly, but he has good taste in beer. But that's besides the point. Alright, so paste it up as well. I do suspect this one has a little bit more soap. It's kind of hard to tell because, like I said, they were two different firmnesses. But I did use this little ice cream sample spoon, my secret weapon. I did use this to kind of somewhat eyeball similar measurements there. I didn't like break out a scale and make sure that they were, you know, 100% the exact amount, but I definitely eyeballed it and it looked pretty close. But then when I went to smear it around and I could kind of feel the different texture there, I also noticed, hey, you know, one seems like there might be a little bit more than the other, but it could just be because of the texture, who knows. Okay, that looks pretty good as well. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my my Hawaiian beads off for a bit. I'm gonna throw some tap water on the face now, just to get it wet. And we'll slap a couple lathers on, and I'm gonna do my best to do a 50-50. Just kind of, the lather's already made, so I'm not really trying to build anymore. I'm just kind of scrub a little bit to get it under the whiskers there. So, all right. Just spread some of that out. All right. They both smell, obviously, similar. I didn't notice, like, some glaring scent difference. If anything, so far, I've just really noticed a texture difference. Kind of like a visual kind of sheen difference. So, one seems a little bit firmer. The other one seems like it has a little bit more shine or sheen to its exterior. So, I will say, just on first look here, at least on, this side of the neck, it does look a little bit denser. Not much, because they're both kind of like on the medium-low density. But it just seems maybe, I don't know. They're both kind of that medium structure. And I guess I should get into that because CDB was saying, we don't explain ourselves for newbies. And that may be true. So here we go. What I mean by medium structure to me directly correlates to the volume of soap. In other words, how much mass does it accumulate how poofy does it get, how pillowy does it get. To me, that is what I kind of consider structure. The razor feels great. Now, you can have, or I should say, you often see a high structure but low density. And what do I mean by density? You can have something that's kind of airy or thin, kind of like you kind of have the density of like tap water, and then you have the density of a milkshake. So there's obviously a difference in like the thickness or the weight of the liquid, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I mean by density, like the weight of it, the kind of how thick it is, you know what I mean? So structure is kind of the volume, and density is obviously kind of like the weight, the thickness, the protective, supportive layer, whereas the structure is more so like just how crazy, like large it can become when lathered. So in this case, I find both to be a fairly kind of medium structure, but medium low density. Okay, so pass one went pretty good. Both sides felt slick, plenty slick. Like I said, I did feel like this guy, the one that came off the soap loaf, I did feel like it had a little bit more density, which most of you know I feel kind of correlates. Density and protection kind of directly correlate with each other in my book. Now, looks like it's maintaining that. It doesn't look like it's dropping off any. Still looks just about the same, which is good. Looks like it has some longevity. So, what do I mean by longevity? I mean that the product isn't dissipating on me or kind of disappearing over time. At least not yet. Throughout the course of the shave, it's still there. So, that's what I mean by longevity, lather longevity, or lather stability. That's what I mean by that. So, this one also looks like it is pretty much the same as it was before, and I still believe that this one is just a hair less dense. Just a hair. Alright, here we go, pass two. And this was a fresh blade, by the way. The razor feels very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. It has a pretty perfect, for my preferences, amount of blade feel, or at least fairly close. I could probably live with a little bit more blade feel, but it's pretty close to my preferences. Now, I did have a patch of kind of like acne over here, so you can see that little red spot. I probably just ran over something. Against the grain, it still feels very smooth. Yeah, still feels very smooth. That side still feels very slick. I'd say same with this side. They both seem to have good residual slickness. Kind of trying to be careful over that little patch of acne, but both seem to have fairly decent residual slickness, good enough to get the job done in my opinion. And that'll probably do it, guys. So let me just kind of feel around. It does feel pretty damn nice. Cheeks are good. They both feel like the hair's got knocked down pretty sufficiently. Let me go ahead and check the neck here. Get most of that off and then kind of feel around. Feels like BBS to me. A tremendous amount of slickness left over as well. I could probably shave with just that, to be honest. Alright. Let me grab the good old Lancaster here. Lancaster towel. I'm happy that my buddy Ken got some Lancaster towels. I heard him say it on today's video. Got himself a Lancaster towel. That's fantastic. Because honestly, when I return this stuff, I was going to throw one of my Lancaster towels in for you, Ken. But maybe not so much anymore. I don't know if you remember, about a couple weeks ago I asked you if you minded like used products. I wasn't talking about used soap. I was going to send you my Lancaster towel. Because at that point, I didn't know when the drop was going to be. So I was going to send it to you. But since you scored some, that doesn't seem as important now. Alright. So I'll try to get the rest of this soap out off camera, since I always spend a good 3 full minutes fighting that. So, what did I find? What did I think? The immediate aftershave both feels kind of tacky, but you could tell it's moist. You know what I mean? Kind of tacky, a little bit sticky. You know what I mean? But you can tell it's hydrated, and that'll probably dry off real nicely. Anyhow, I thought they were very comparable in terms of performance slickness. But I do feel like the soap loaf, the chunk of soap loaf, I do feel like it gained more density. Now, of course, this is only my first time trying this, so maybe, if I did this over and over and over, I might, gain different results. But on this first go, it definitely seemed like I would have to give the edge ever so slightly to the soap bar, but not for slickness, just for a little bit more protection, in my opinion. He also sent along this Chilla aftershave lotion, so I've been shaking that up, and we're going to go ahead and pour out the back. That way we don't affect the front label whatsoever. Go ahead and get some of that. Never used this before. And this, much to my surprise, does not smell like Chilla whatsoever. This kind of has one of those old man smells. Kind of classic old man here. I think it's nice. I think it's probably a barbershop of sorts. Kind of got a nice oak moss going on, something like that. Nice traditional barbershop, I think. Very nice. It's pleasant. It's enjoyable. It just kind of reminds me of a yesteryear. You know what I mean? So, all in all, great shave. Was the soap loaf so much better that I would buy the whole fucking loaf instead of just buying one of these? No. I never am ever gonna need that much soap, and this was just fine. So, great stuff. Both of them, fantastic stuff. A traditional soap, and they've been around a long time, probably because they've performed highly for a long time and still are. So, Cella, good stuff. The Carbon, like I said, have no idea what it is. I'll probably do some research and put it in the title, but a fantastic shaver. I really enjoyed this shave. Of course, I love the Gillette Platinum blades, but you never know how it's going to shave in a razor until you give it a go. And the shave was very, very enjoyable. Very smooth, very efficient, and comfortable. And it had just like the right amount of blade feel, just over medium, in my opinion. And that's kind of where I like it. I don't like its aesthetics. I mean, I just got to be honest. I just don't like its aesthetics, but that's about the only downside. So, that was about it, guys. That was my my Cella matchup from Ken Klitschko, Shave 326. This was also a part of Value Slickness Week. I should have mentioned that in the beginning. It is also one of the Basic Bitch Week. Great stuff. So, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Double Cella, Carbon Razor, a fantastic beer. Marion, Ken, I can't thank you guys enough. And honestly, there should be like a little Carlitos over here. Maybe a different animal, a different character, you know what I mean? Anyhow, that's it for me, guys. Another fucking long one. You're probably getting tired of it. Cheers, and I'm out.